Hi everybody, this is Marketing 441, and we're really in the heart of the course now. We're in week 8, and this is when you're going to make a presentation about your marketing plan. So you're not going to submit the written marketing plan yet, but you're going to present about it. So that we're right in kind of the key portion of the course here. So I want to give you a little overview of what you're going to be doing this week with a focus on talking about that presentation. So you've got 9 learning outcomes this week. I'm not going to read these off the screen. You can read them. They're in Blackboard in your week 8 folder. But basically, all of these you're going to accomplish from that marketing plan presentation. Creating a marketing plan, doing a SWOT analysis, designing marketing programs, assessing alternative courses of action, marketing objectives and strategies, target markets. All these things are going to be, you're going to demonstrate this week that you know how to do these things through that presentation, and then next week through your written marketing plan. So there's a lot to do this week. So you just one chapter. Chapter 13 is about global marketing. And as I'm sure you have learned in other courses, and maybe you've experienced in your work so far, that there is more and more global marketing rather than focusing on your home country. Most big companies today do a lot overseas or operating in multiple countries. Some small companies do as well, and I'm guessing that in your careers you will all get some experience in marketing in other countries, other cultures. So chapter 13 talks about a little bit of this. This is a big topic, obviously, but it talks about problems with entering foreign markets. So it talks about the advantages, why companies expand globally. But then it also talks about the problems, cultural misunderstandings and political uncertainty, import restrictions. I mean, I think you see this all the time just here in the U.S. politics. We've had kind of a pushback against globalism and some laws that actually make it more difficult for other countries to sell here, probably then more difficult for American companies to sell overseas. So political situation, currency, economics, just on and on. So no one goes into this thinking it's easy. They go into it thinking that they have to do it if they want because there are these opportunities. The chapter also talks about global marketing strategy, how we can organize our company, how we can, some of the factors that go into selecting what markets to go into, and then once we're there, our different options. So it talks about all of that, and then it talks about just growth strategies. So, the basically 212, 213 talk. Oh, yeah, it talks about, so what are the different ways we can expand internationally? We can export, we can license, we can franchise, we can have joint ventures, direct ownership. So it talks about some of the options we have there. So obviously, just this one chapter is not going to teach you what you need to know about global marketing, but it's a nice review. All right, so let's look at your assignments. You have 2 assignments this week. The first is the discussion board, and this is the last discussion board, actually. So you've got, the format is exactly the same. There are 2 questions. You answer one of them by day 3, and then by day 6, you post at least 2 replies to other people. So one question here is about the advantages of going global. The other question is about the problems entering foreign markets, so kind of the good and the bad of global marketing. So you're welcome to answer both if you want, but you only have to answer one of them. We still have some students who are not posting 2 replies to other people each week, and that's a easy 10 points that you're losing if you're not doing that. So please do that. So that's your first assignment, is the discussion board. All right, your second assignment is a big one. This is the marketing plan presentation. So you have not submitted a written paper yet. You won't do that till next week, but you're going to present about it. So this is going to be about a 30-minute presentation. You're going to record it. You're going to use PowerPoint or some other presentation software. You're going to have slides. I just really want to emphasize your slides should contain fewer words and more visuals. Most students put way too much on a slide. You don't need complete sentences. You just need a few words, really. And about 20 slides is about the maximum. If you go over 20, that's going to start affecting your grade because that's just more than an audience can take in. So I'll say it one more time. Pictures are better than words. White space is good. The fewer words, the better. Okay, so that's the first part. Second part is so you're going to record this. So you're going to make a PowerPoint, and then you're going to record yourself kind of narrating it. And there are three basic options. You can just use audio narration in PowerPoint. You probably all have maybe done that in another course here at Davenport. It's not Davenport, sorry. It's not that hard, but that's one option. Is that there would be an audio narration in your PowerPoint, and then when I look at it in presentation mode, I can hear you talking. And you really want to make sure that that works. I get PowerPoints all the time where the narration doesn't work, so make sure that works. Option two is you can record yourself with what's called Screencast-O-Matic, and there's a link to that website in the your Week 8 folder. So it's free software where you basically kind of do this. You do what I'm doing, although you can see yourself there. We can see you with Screencast-O-Matic. So you kind of talk through the presentation, and then you get a recording, and you submit that link of that recording so I can watch it. Option three is you can use Blackboard Collaborate, which is what we used when we did that meeting the first week of the class. So you could go in there and kind of load in a PowerPoint and then talk through it and record that and then show me where to find it. Now, if you want to do that, you should contact me and I can set up a room for you, a place where you can go and record that. So the first two options, you don't really need my help to do it. The third option, you would need me to set that up for you. And I'm happy to do that. I've done that for a few students. It always seems to work fine. But again, whatever you get out of there, if you do option one, you're going to submit the PowerPoint. Option two or three, you're going to submit the link where I can go watch the recording. So what are you going to cover? And to do this, first of all, I just want to say the instructions for this presentation are in Blackboard for your Week 8 folder. I think these presentations were written for a traditional classroom where you'd be standing up in front of your classmates because it talks about handouts, it talks about asking for questions and comments. Obviously, you're not doing handouts. There's nobody to ask you questions. It's just you talking. So just keep that in mind. That we're doing this for an online course. It's the instructions to 18 to 22 slides, so about 20 slides. Okay, so what are you going to cover? If you go in, there is that document it's not in this week's folder, but it's in several other weeks' folders that shows you the whole outline for the marketing plan. That's what you want to cover. So I'm looking at those. It's 2 pages right now of an outline, and that's what you want to cover. And so I've kind of summarized it here. Your strategic situation, sometimes that's called the situation analysis. Here's the company, here's the situation, here's the product, here's the situation right now. The target market, this is the segment that you are focusing on. And you had to describe that back in the first part, so you know what that is. Then your objectives and strategies. So your objectives are what you want to accomplish, and then kind of briefly what strategies are going to accomplish each one of them. So my objective would be to increase sales by 15%. This will be done through sales promotion and online marketing, that sort of thing. So your objectives and your strategies. Then the main part is going to be your marketing mix strategy. So this is going to be the bulk of the presentation. This is your product, your distribution strategy, your price strategy, your promotion strategy, your marketing research, what kind of research is going to be required, and then if you're going to have to coordinate with other departments in the company, how's that going to work? So this is the key. This will probably be half the presentation. Then your sales forecast and budget. So what are you estimating for as far as the sales that are going to result from this? And then a kind of a fairly simple budget of what you would spend to make this happen. Okay. Then your implementation plan. So how are you going to carry this out? So we know what you're going to do, but how are you going to do it? Are you going to hire an advertising agency? Are you going to have internal people do this? Are you going to, basically all the steps to carry this out? And a calendar, so week 1 do this, week 2 do that. So I'm just reading from the outline here. Key actions, checkpoints, and responsible parties. So who will be responsible for what? So those are titles, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, and then a summary. Just at the end of any presentation, we want to summarize our main points. So this is a lot, but you've only got 30 minutes, so you're not going to be able to go into a huge amount of detail. 30 minutes sounds like a long time, but that's a lot to cover. You won't be able to cover everything in great detail. That's okay. You want to stick to that time limit. And then next week in your written plan, you're going to go into all the details. So please read that project outline for the whole marketing plan. Put in some time on this presentation. That will help you next week when you're actually writing your plan. So, as always, if you have questions, please email me. And then if it's kind of a complicated question, maybe we can even meet in Blackboard Collaborate and we could talk about it. So, I hope this was helpful to you, and I'll see you online. Thanks, everybody.